Hello, YouTube, and welcome to the Builder's Diaries, where I build a business and a body at the same time. Today is a little bit of a story time for you guys. I've got a really funny and interesting story that I wanted to share, and maybe it'll just be entertaining for you guys. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you'll get some takeaways from this. I don't know. I just felt compelled to share this story. I actually wasn't going to share the story, and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I am, because this is a raw and real story. This is something that maybe other people are doing as well. Why not talk about it? All right, let's get into it. A few months ago, I was on Facebook when I still had Facebook on my phone, and I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling like I normally do. And I followed this one entrepreneur, and I'm not really gonna say what she does because it might give it away, but she is like a millionaire. She might be a billionaire, but she's on track to be a billionaire. And I really look up to her and her life with her future husband, like all of this stuff. I look up to this girl. She is super productive, runs this amazing company that's growing and scaling, all these things, works with her partner, and it's just like the dream. I love everything she does. I'm just like, oh my God, if she's doing it, I want to do it. Emulate the people that are doing the things that you want. And so she posted something about probably beginning of October that she was taking these mindful mushroom things. And I was like, what is this? And basically it was microdosing. And she was like, yeah, you buy this product online and it's microdosing. And I've been microdosing and it helps super focus for work and I'm getting a lot done. And this is amazing. And so I'm like, wait, what? They sell this online? And so I actually dug into it and did research, and yeah, they sell mushrooms online, you guys. I had no idea. It's this whole loophole thing that they do. It's like a church that you are a part of this church and there's a thing, and I don't know, it reminds me of the churches that they had in California right before weed was still getting legal. They had these churches and it was their way of having dispensaries before dispensaries were like outlined in all the rules, and it reminded me of that. And so it's a beginning thing, but it's a way for companies to legally sell magic mushrooms in the mail. And I'm just like, wait, this exists? What? And so I did research into the companies, and there's about 3 companies that I looked at when I was looking at it. And the company that she used had like a vegan gummy. And I was like, okay, that's cool. They had chocolates. And then there was other company, they had like pills and they had chocolates and they had other things. Another company, they had teas and all this. And most of it is microdosing. Over Black Friday, I used that as an excuse to buy some mushrooms online. And one of these companies, Mama Dose, they had a really good deal. Really good deal. I think it was buy one, get the other one 75% off. So I was like, I can't not get anything. I ended up buying a 90-day course. So this is microdose. This is pills for 90 days of microdosing. It's 0.2 grams of psilocybin mushrooms in them. So you take it for 4 days on, 3 days off. You take the pills. And what she was doing, she was taking gummies 4 days on, 3 days off. And I think she did it for the week. And she's like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so I got these pills, and then I also got a chocolate bar. Now, the chocolate bar is 5 grams, you guys. 5 grams is a lot. When I took magic mushrooms a couple years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I took 3 grams by myself and I hated it. Like, I hated every second of it. It was not a good experience for me. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't really great. And it's interesting because I think we take mushrooms to get answers, and the answers that I got and the mushrooms told me was that I don't need to do mushrooms to find answers and things that I need. And it was this whole like crazy journey of mushrooms. And I don't need to do that. I didn't like it. I don't like not being in control. I didn't like that it took 4 or 5 hours for me to feel normal again. Like, I didn't like it. So I was just like, okay, that's not for me. Mushrooms told me that wasn't for me. Mushrooms told me that this isn't really my journey right now. And so I haven't really gone back. Fast forward all this stuff. I've been doing these microdose pills, totally fine. I don't feel any different at all. I'm actually taking a little bit more than just one because I've got a really high tolerance, like really high tolerance on everything. And so I'm taking like 0.4 every single day, not every day, but 4 days on, 3 days off. Don't really notice anything, maybe a little bit. I'm very focused. I'm still doing my stuff, but I'm already very focused. I'm very goal driven and I know what I'm doing. As long as I know what I'm doing, I'm going to do it. I have a whole task list on my phone, check through my tasks. I do all my tasks, and I'm a very goal driven person. A lot more than a regular person, so much more than a regular person, goal driven, I think. And so I'm just like, I noticed anything on these mushrooms. And I went hiking with my friend a couple of days ago, and she was just like, yeah, I took them too, and I didn't really notice anything. And I don't know, microdosing isn't really for me. And I'm just, I don't know. It's weird because this entrepreneur that I look up to, she was raving about this and was like, yeah, I'm so productive, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, maybe I just have a really high tolerance. I don't know, whatever. So fast forward a couple days ago, I did my last podcast or whatever video podcast with you guys on here. I was talking and I was done with basically all the stuff I really needed to do that day. And other than cleaning and organizing, that's my thing, is I work in the morning and then go into do stuff at lunch, movement at lunch, and then go into cleaning and organizing. So I decided probably around 10:30 a.m. to eat some chocolate of mine. And I was like, okay, I do not want to trip out. I do not want to feel like I felt before. I'm not going to eat 3 grams. And so it was hard because there were squares of chocolates and it said like 1 to 2 was like beginning. So I think that they were about 0.45 each or so. I don't know. So it's a full, there was 12 squares, 5 grams, whatever. So I decided to take four squares because whatever, this hasn't been helping doing anything. So it was about 1.66 grams. And I took that and I'm just like, this isn't really gonna, maybe it'll make things a little bit visual. And it did say 3+ could be visual. And I'm like, all right, 0.66 grams, here we go. I go about my day not really thinking that this is really going to affect me much because I haven't really felt anything from these pills in the last probably 3 or 4 weeks that I've been doing these. I am over by my coffee table and I'm organizing my coffee table. I'm sitting there organizing and all of a sudden I just felt my entire body just got warm and hot and I just felt really nauseous, like really sick to my stomach, just really full and really sick. And I was just like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I was like, oh shit, oh shit. That was the mushrooms. And it was just like my whole body was hot. And then it was just like, it just immediately stopped me from doing any multitasking. I am such a multitasker. I was listening to a podcast, I was doing laundry, and I was also organizing my stuff. And I was just like, I can't do all this. I can't do all this at once. I couldn't listen to something and also organize. And I was like, oh my God, let me just finish this. And so I finished what I was doing, put it away. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to go to the gym. And I wasn't really seeing, it was crazy because I wasn't tripping. I wasn't tripping out to where I hated it before. I was seeing a little bit of visuals. If I would look at something a little bit, then it would start to move just a little bit, nothing bad, but I couldn't really multitask and I really couldn't work. I really couldn't work. And I was just like, I'm not getting anything done the rest of today. Today is not, this is not going to be my day. But it was just like, whatever. And I'd already done stuff. And so I just let it just take the day to just relax. And so what I did is I just put on some really calming music. I laid on my couch next to my cat and just chilled out for an hour. I didn't even read. I didn't do anything. I was just like, I can't really do much right now. I'm just going to chill out. And then I decided that I really wanted to make a vegetable broth. And so I was just like, I really need to do this. And it was so hard. You guys, it was so hard for me to try to make this vegetable broth because it was just, again, I couldn't really multitask. So it was like one thing at a time, one thing at a time. So I make this vegetable broth. I'm like, okay. And then it took about 3 hours. And then I was like, okay, I feel better. I feel better. I wasn't like hot. And it was weird because as I tried to do things and more things, I would just get really hot and just wouldn't feel good. Like I remember when I took the 3 grams a few years ago, I threw up a lot. And I completely forgot that until the other day when I took the mushrooms. I was like, oh yeah, I got really nauseous and I threw up. This, I was very nauseous, but I didn't actually fully throw up. I was just not feeling very good. And so about 3 hours of just not feeling great, not really able to work, not really able to organize my home, not really able to meal prep that well. I did make a delicious veggie stock, but yeah, it wasn't really for me. And I think as I was doing it, as I was sitting there reflecting, as I was laying down, because that's all I really could do, is I was just like, you know what? I am a very productive person. I like to be productive. I like to do things. I don't like things that take me away for 3 or 4 hours that I can't do the things that I want to do. I'm very focused. I'm very goal oriented. I have this business that I want to grow. I want to grow to a crazy amount of sales in this business in the next year. And I can't do that if I'm just relaxing and taking mushrooms on a Saturday. And I'm just like, this isn't for me. Like it really isn't for me. And it didn't really, I don't know. I won't be taking any more chocolate. I won't be taking 1.66 grams. That is for sure. I will definitely probably not take 4 squares again. Maybe 2. 2 might be where I go back down to because 2 squares is 0.8. I think I can handle that. 1.66, I don't think I can handle at all. I don't really want to do that. It just really stopped my day. And it was funny because something just kept flashing back to me as I was just like, this isn't for me. I'm just too productive for this. I have a goal. This isn't what I want to do. Something kept flashing back is that I watched an Alex Hermosi video the other day. And if you don't know who he is, you need to know who he is. So go on YouTube. He is like all over YouTube. But he was talking about how he doesn't take vacations. This last year, he worked harder than he's ever worked in the last year. And he said he took 12 days off. Now, for him, a day off means that he only works 4 hours or less, and that's a day off. And for me, I'm like, man, I work 4 hours on myself in one day, and that's a full day. But no, 4 hours or less is a day off for him. He said he went on vacation with Layla, and they went to this beautiful place, and it was like the Alps or something, and this beautiful mountain. He said that he stepped outside and he saw this beautiful, gorgeous view in these mountains, this breathtaking place that most people would be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And he was just like, cool, this is beautiful and I don't care. And I was just like, that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. It's just like, I don't care because I have goals. I have other things that I'm focused on. I don't want to like waste time doing this stuff. When he said that vacation, he was supposed to stay there for 10 days. He left after 2 because he was like, you know what? No, I don't care about this. This isn't my goal right now. My goals right now are to grow my company and scale that. It's not to take a vacation and not to like, I didn't deserve this vacation. And so it was interesting because that flashed back to me a little bit as I was like, this isn't for me. I don't have time to do this. I don't drink alcohol, you guys, at all. And alcohol was something that I eliminated to make myself be a lot more productive because I would get hungover after 1, 2, 3 drinks. And if I drank on Saturday, I wouldn't be able to do anything on Sunday. And you cannot grow a business on the side if you're working full time. If you can't work on the weekends, you cannot do that. Alcohol was something that I completely eliminated because it didn't align. I don't have time for that in my life. And I think with overtaking mushrooms, taking more than just a microdose, I don't have time for that in my life, you guys. I don't like, I don't have time for it. Magic mushroom tripping is not for me. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story, and I will be back with a business insight or a health insight soon.